Hey, it's Sarah with House Copper. I'm going to show you today how I decide the best way to do repairs on an old vintage piece. Just the very basic steps on what I look for so that I know how to go about refurbishing. Not all pots are created equal, not all pieces can be treated the same way or repaired or refurbished or restored the same way. So I'm going to show you a piece that I just received, and I'm going to show you what I look for and what makes my decisions for me. So here we go. Okay, here's the piece. And first blush, obviously there's dents that need to be taken out, which is easily done. But I'm going to look at the seam work so I know how to fix this. So first things first. The handle is attached by nothing but soldering. There are no rivets, which means there's only solder here holding this handle on here. And then you have solder up here. This is busted off. It was only held on by a little bit of tack solder. This seam is a crimp seam, so this would not fall apart over fire. However, the handle would fall off over fire. So if I were to tin this in the normal way, this whole piece would fall off. Now also, you can see here, this has come off. There's a little space. This is not focusing. There's a little space, so that needs to be resoldered on. And then if you look at the bottom to me looks like nothing but a lap seam. It is not a crimp seam. It is not a double bottom seam, which means if I were to put this over the fire like this, this entire bottom would actually fall off. It would just fall off, and I probably would have a really hard time because of the expansion of the metal getting this bottom back on. I'd have to probably like form a new bottom and put it on. And frankly, doing a lap seam on a cone is really hard to do because you can't use a 90-degree burr like normal. Then you go up here, this whole top piece here is actually held on, so there's a wire rim to help with strength, but this whole like top shelf where you pour is actually held on by nothing but a lap seam again. So here's where they burred this, and then they use solder to attach this, and it just kind of like popped underneath this burr, and then they soldered it on. The inside was tin. The tin is almost completely gone, and this whole interior is going to have to be cleaned out. And the old tin taken out and the grime taken out before I can retin it. But I will not be able to put this over my normal tinning fire. This is going to have to be done in piecemeal with my soldering iron and a small blowtorch. Otherwise, it will literally fall apart in about 4 different places, maybe 5. So that is what I look for. I look at the seam work. Where are the seams and what kind are they? So that I know how to go about the beginning of the restoration and refurbishment process.